Sebastian nerede? Filiponda'yı açmayacaktım. Açmayacağım. Açmayacağım. Bana. Bana ne? Yüksek müsaadenizle sövebilir miyim? Ebenin nikahı Sebastian. Öbür ucuna gitseydin dünyanın. Şunu açalım hazır yoldayken bari. Tamam, gidene kadar 45 dakika geçer artık. Önce şunu açacağım. Bizim bu şeyleri açmamız lazım ya. Ufak ufak uzaklaştırmaya başlıyor. Bunlar bize lazım olacak.
What are you up to now?
Şunu açacağım. Ondan sonra bunu açacağım. Bunlara ondan sonra açmaya gerek yok. Direkt Sebastian'e gideriz. Sarkan ile bir dalbatak. Direkt hiç işaretlemeye gerek duymuyorum. Sebastian'ın oraya gidiyorum. Gidemiyorum. Yol kapalı. Çevre yolundan mı bağlayacağım beni? Bu ne? Kaza mı var ormanda? Lan lavuğa bak, harbi çevre yolundan bağladı lan beni.
It's like a place right out of a storybook.
Sebastian,
You made it.
kardeşim benim. Kardeşim.
Enjoying the view?
Keeping an eye on things. Feldcroft isn't what it used to be. No one has felt safe here since Ranrock's loyalists took a peculiar interest in that castle over there. Rookwood Castle. My uncle Solomon is a former Auror and refuses to look into it, even after Anne was cursed by one of them. Possibly with a wand, no less.
I heard a goblin refer to wizard kind as wand carriers. Are goblins forbidden from carrying wands?
Precisely. That's why I'm on the hunt for answers. If I'm to cure her, I need to understand what happened to her. Anne was always the most mischievous of the three of us. Which is saying something, knowing me and ominous. I'm hoping a surprise visit from me and a new friend from Hogwarts will help lift her spirits. Bring back the Anne I used to
Bir
know.
dakika.
Come on. I'll take you to my uncle's. This way.
Üçümüzün en yaramazıydı dedi. Ominis falan hepsi kardeş mi? Yo, ama Ominis'e çocukluktan beri
Feldcroft used to
arkadaşız
be a lot
dedi.
livelier.
Büyük ihtimal
With Ranrock's
Ominis
lot
çocukluk
wandering about all
arkadaşı.
the time. Everyone stays out of sight.
Ama
Here we are.
Anna ile bunlar
My
kız
sister should be
kardeş.
just inside.
Ömer, istediğin oluyor bak. Bacanak olacağız Sebastian'la. Tabii kız güzelse.
Aha!
Sebastian, where did you?
Bu iş olur. Olur bu iş.
What I think it is.
We've been over this, boy.
Hey.
Shrivelfigs cannot reverse a curse. Nothing can.
Bu
The
iş
sooner
kesin
you
olur.
accept that reality, the better.
But we haven't tried everything.
There is no cure! When will you accept that?
Never. I can never accept it.
Now look what you've done.
Lan ne oluyor kıza? Ya önceki kız
I'm
güzeldi
sorry you
de.
had to see that. If you don't mind, I just need a moment alone.
Poor Sebastian. Not the visit he'd hoped for.
Ona ulaşana kadar bununla idare edeceğiz.
I'm sorry about earlier. Those bouts of pain are difficult to bear.
Şöyle bir bakayım. Öteki harbi daha iyi be. Öteki daha güzel. Evet,
You
bunu
were
kabul
right,
ediyorum. Hemfikiriz.
I didn't mean to intrude.
You didn't, truly. And I'm all right. The pain from this curse comes in bouts, and often suddenly. It's not anyone's fault. It's nice to meet you, by the way. You must be the new fifth year Sebastian told me about.
I am. Sebastian and I met on my first day at Hogwarts. in the
Sebastian
Slytherin
da
common room.
bahsetmiş. Bak
Oh, the
evlendireceğim sizi
common
demiş.
room. I adored teasing first years about spotting mermaids through the window. I do miss Hogwarts, but I wouldn't mind being in Feldcroft really if it wasn't so dreary now. Between the goblins at the castle and my uncle fighting with Sebastian whenever he's home, it's not the cozy retreat it once was.
Sebastian mentioned something about your uncle being an ex-Auror, but refusing to go after Ranrock's loyalists. I must say, I wasn't prepared for him to be as angry as he was.
Uncle Solomon is frustrated by what happened to me, and by Sebastian for thinking he can fix it. They both mean well, I know they do, but my uncle is right. This curse cannot be undone. I can feel it. Sebastian cannot take away my pain. Perhaps you can help him to understand that.
Seni kurtaracağız
I'm
kızım.
afraid it's really up to Sebastian, and his mind seems to be made up.
I can only hope he realizes the futility of his search for a cure soon. I'm getting tired. I should probably rest. Thank you for stopping by.
Rica ederim. Seni
I
kurtaracağız.
wish you well.
Sen merak etme, bendesin. Bak, ben bir kadim büyücü olarak sana söz veriyorum. İmkanını bulursam seni kurtaracağım kızım. Bak, seni tavlamak için yapmıyorum ha bunları. İnsanlık vazifesi. Ulan be. Sebastian kardeşini çok seviyor belli. Solomon'la konuşacağız şimdi.
That boy will fray my last nerve.
Excuse me, Mr. Sallow.
Oh, yes, Sebastian's friend. I apologize on behalf of my nephew. He doesn't know when to stop. I was about to check on Anne. Did I see you come from the house? How is she?
She's all right. She said she was going to rest.
Nothing can be done for her.
It could
Mutlaka
be
bir
that
şey
you've not
var.
yet discovered the cure.
Ah, you sound like Sebastian, thinking you know better than the healers at St. Mungo's.
Bana
Perhaps
sesini
the healers
yükseltme
don't know
dayı.
everything, sir. Sebastian is single-mindedly focused on finding a way to help his sister. If there is a cure, he will find it.
Your faith in Sebastian is misplaced. Some sort of dark magic cursed Anne, and the goblins aren't likely to explain themselves anytime soon. Giving her hope is cruel. The only thing to do now is keep Anne comfortable and stay out of the Loyalists' way.
umut vermek o kadar da şey değil de
I
anlıyorum
understand
diyelim.
what you're saying, sir.
Good. I know what's best for Anne and Sebastian. They are my stubborn brother's children. Especially Sebastian. If you really want to be of help, you'll make sure Sebastian does what he should do, not what he wants to do. He's no idea the harm he could do if he doesn't stop. I hope you remember what I've said. Good day.
I ought to see how Sebastian's faring.
Sana da iyi günler dayı. Bir daha sesini yükseltirsen şamarı yersin ha.
Why will he not listen to me? She's my sister.
How are you doing, Sebastian?
You got a first-hand glance at what I'm dealing with. I apologize for my uncle.
Şimdi ergen şimdi bu çocuk, hani gazlamak da olmaz. Doğru olanı
I know
yapmaya
he's angry,
çalışıyor.
but he's only trying to do what he thinks is best for Anne.
He's always angry. He's been angry since my parents died. After Anne was hurt, he only grew worse. It's as though he blames me somehow, always calling me my father's son, as if that's an insult. I'm the one trying to help her. He's simply given up.
Both Anne and your uncle seem genuinely convinced that nothing more can be done for her.
I refuse to believe that. Anne's pain is more than physical. It has changed her entirely. I miss my sister. And I'm going to get her back. Come with me. I need to show you where it happened. Ranrock's loyalists are capable of so much more than people realize. They should not be underestimated.
Ranrock'un adamlarıyla çarpışacağız.
All the debris you'll see is
Değil
from
mi?
whatever's going on at that abandoned estate. They've been digging for something.
Ranrock'un adamları mı dedi? Bir şey dedi çünkü. Göründüğü kadar hafife alınmaması gerekiyor
Up
mu
there,
dedi.
on that plateau, is where they cursed Anne. This way.
Tamam. Anna'yı lanetledikleri yere gidiyoruz. Orada
How much longer are we expected to dig through this rubble? Ranrock knows what he's doing. It's an honor to be a part of it. Only good wizard is...
abi merhaba.
Expelliarmus!
Sizin var ya alayınızı kesip biçeceğim şimdi. Siz benim güzel anlama nasıl zarar verirsiniz lan? Siz benim var ya. Ağzına tükürün.
I won't rest. You've made your last mistake.
Komutan bitirdim
You're
seni.
like a glum bumble beneath my
Ben
feet.
de artık sen-
Expelliarmus! Descendo! One less human to worry about. Protego! Defender! Expelliarmus! I won't rest. Such arrogance. Descendo!
I've been fighting.
Bitti mi?
I confess, that was a bit more than I'd bargained for. I tried to warn you.
Yalnız yeni büyüleri açtık ya. İnanılmaz güzel oldu ya. Aksiyonu daha çok aksiyon kattı. Aha 16'ya gidiyor. Şerefsizim gidiyor. 16'ya gidiyor. Yılan büyüsü geliyor.
Those loyalists deserved what they got.
Couldn't agree more. This is where it happened. We smelled smoke in the middle of the night. When we looked outside, flames were shooting from the estate. Before my uncle and I could stop her, Anne rushed out, racing towards the fire, worried someone would be hurt. She came face to face with a horde of goblins, frantically trying to stamp out the flames. Suddenly, an icy voice drifted out from somewhere in the smoke. Children should be seen and not heard. A blinding blast followed. They didn't even give her a chance to run.
It sounds as if the Loyalists attacked Anne without cause.
I wouldn't put it past them, but I'm convinced that they were trying to hide something. It may
Ben de.
be grasping at Billywigs, but I keep thinking that there might be something here that could lead me to whoever cursed Anne. Might be the only way to learn what type of magic harmed her, which could help me find a cure.
Perhaps you're right. The Loyalists are everywhere, but they do seem to be spending a lot of time here, and it's likely they're hiding something.
And at Rookwood Castle. Shall we have a look around? They
Tamam.
seem to have set up camp here for a specific reason. They have stations for everything.
Şey düşünüyorum şimdi. Avada Kedavra lanet büyüsü. Gerçi Voldemort'un tüm büyüleri lanet olarak geçiyor ama şu anda bu herhalde başlangıç. Ufaktan da level gidiyor. 22'ye doğru. Ufak ufak Sebastian üzerinden gideceğiz. Herhalde lanetleri açmaya başlayacağız. Şimdi araştırma yap dedi.
Whose home was this?
Kimin eviydi bu?
Been abandoned long
Ev
since
miymiş
I've lived
bu?
here. Rumor was a Hogwarts professor lived here once, centuries ago.
Şurada bir şey var.
But I've heard that goblin dig sites like these are popping up everywhere.
It's a wonder the Ministry isn't doing more. Always armed and ready for a fight, Ranrock's Loyalists.
It might be worth taking a closer look at the house itself.
Gel lan buraya. Gel lan buraya, yeni araştırma yapacağız.
Revelio.
Şurada sandık var. Aynen, 34 altın iyidir. Versin, altın versin bize. Tek taş yüzük lazım. Oyunun sonunda evlilik teklifi edeceğim. Tamam, konuşma başlatmayacak.
This
Bunu
well looks
araştırdım.
familiar.
Bir şey çıkmadı. Bunu araştırmıyor mu bunu? Araştırmıyor.
Revelio.
Sebastian, I've seen this before. This house, the well, the view.
What do you mean? When?
Give me a moment. I'll explain in a second.
Şurada içeride bir tane ne o merdiven değil.
Sebastian, over here. Do you think that this was damaged by the fire the night that Anne was cursed?
Could be. But it looks to me as though this was intentional.
Sebastian, this house did belong to a Hogwarts professor hundreds of years ago.
Who? What do you...
I found a pensive that day in the restricted section with a memory that showed this house. There was a little girl and a drought. The keepers have shown me other memories as well. The girl became a Hogwarts professor. Her name was
Nasıl lan?
Isadora Morganach.
Bir dakika.
She was one of the keepers.
The keepers? Like in Quidditch? And you found a pensive in the library? I'm not following you.
I realize it's a lot to take in. I'm not even sure I understand it all yet. And no, not like Quidditch. They call themselves keepers because they're protecting some type of knowledge. It has to do with the vault at Gringotts.
Let me see if I've got this straight. You have Ranrock and Rookwood after you because of something you found at Gringotts where you ended up via a portkey. You can see traces of an ancient magic that you think Ranrock is trying to harness. And now you've been witnessing memories left by keepers. Oh, and this house belonged to a Hogwarts professor who was one of these non-Quidditch keepers hundreds of years ago. If I didn't know you, I'd think you were pulling my leg.
It is all a bit much, isn't it, when you put it like that? The point is, we both have good reason to search this house. You for answers about what happened to Anne, and me for answers about the keepers.
Aynen. Şimdi
Look at this.
bir dakika Sebastian.
Someone piled this here for a reason.
Dışarıdan
Is it
bir
blocking
bakmak
something?
istiyorum.
Only one way to find out.
Aa. Harbi lan. oyunun baş kısmında o ara ara zihinden sahneler gösteriyorlar ya, görevlerden çıktıktan sonra. Baş kısmında burada bir kız vardı, sonra büyüdü, profesör halini gösteriyorlar son şeylerde. Şurada yukarıda bizimkiler, bilmiyorum, orası sanırım. Ya da burası da olabilir. Başka ona benzeyen yer, ama kızın durduğu yere en iyi burası uyumlu. Kız burada, kardeşi buradaydı, babası mıydı, amcası mı, amcası da buradaydı. Yukarıdan geliyorlardı, böyle değişik bir büyüler yapıyordu 4 kişi. Etraf böyle çiçekler, böcekler açıyordu, yağmur yağıyordu, bir şey oluyordu, o bir şey oluyordu, öyle oluyordu. Ama hikaye nereye varacak? Depulso mu?
Depulso.
Hayır.
Descendo.
Hayır.
Accio. Wingardium Leviosa.
Aa. Bu mudur cidden yani? Kuru büyüyle, kuru asa sallamayla yıkabiliyordum ve ben... Neyse.
Stairwell.
Lumos.
Burada...
Why bother blocking a stairwell?
There might be something here worth a closer look.
They've left all of this simply strewn about. Tells me they're after something bigger.
Geliyorlar ha. Bunlara ışık şart.
Seems these journal entries are from Isadora's travels. Lumos. You're not going to believe this. I can see the Undercroft.
What? A daydream? Because that happens to me too.
I know it sounds strange, but
Honestly, nothing you say sounds strange to me anymore.
Yüzümü kesme
Fair
benim
enough.
adam.
I can see the Undercroft through this stone wall, as though it's a window. This has happened before.
I'm listening.
I think it's to do with my ability to see traces of ancient magic.
But you said you didn't really understand it, and that you couldn't wield it.
That's true, and I'm still not sure what it all means. What I do know is that my ability allows me to travel through these windows I see.
Wait. We can get straight to the Undercroft from here. Ominous will be flawed.
We can. But perhaps best not to tell anyone else about this for now. Even Ominous.
Understood. Well then, invisible, secret, ancient magic passageway? Here we come.
Sen nasıl
I'm tempted to hold my breath.
Sen nasıl Ominis'e bahsetme bir aramızdaki muhabbetten diyorsun. Ben de doğal olarak bahsetme. Şurada bir... Bunu
A
okumuş,
journal entry of
almıştık,
Isadora's.
almamışız. Girdim. Direkt Undercraft'a gideceğiz. O şey Ominis'in gizli sığınağına gidiyoruz. Orada bilmiyorum ne olacak. Beraber göreceğiz işte.
Why would the door lead us here?
Sebastian, look.
Ne oldu lan? Undercraft'ta da güncelleme geldi.
Why hide a triptych here?
Seems as if something's missing.
A note. Let's have a look.
Anything helpful in the note?
A rune symbol. I've seen similar symbols used by the keepers.
I've been thinking. A keeper lived in that house centuries ago, and Ranrock and his lot have been searching there. You said that goblins may be wielding some form of this ancient magic. Do you think Anne was cursed by ancient magic?
I can't be sure, of course, but I don't think so. I didn't see any traces of it around your sister.
Very well. But that doesn't mean it's not ancient magic. There's still so much we don't know about it.
True. Perhaps this triptych will lead us to answers.
Then we'll have to unravel what this all means. But now I need to see Ominous. Don't worry, I won't tell him anything. Did I mention that, apparently, Salazar Slytherin had a secret scriptorium here, in Hogwarts?
You did not? Is it connected to our common room?
No idea. Ominous just learned of it. I'll let you know what I find out. I had no idea our visit to Cian would unfold into all of this. My head's an utter mess. But I'm glad you told me everything you did. I'll be in touch. Till then.
Bak, beni acil araman lazım. Salazar Slytherin'in yılan odasına girmemiz lazım. 16 oldum. 16 oldum bu arada. Beni arar mısın? Beni arar mısın? Lanet büyüsü için beni arar mısın? Şşş. Ara, beni ara. Senden istiyorum ben. Şşş, yılan büyüsü.
Meet me near the ruins of Falbaton Castle. After dark. Do not tell anyone.
Ona siktir git. Yılan büyüsü öğreneceğim ben. Şşş. Arasana beni. Lan yılan. Tıs. Tıs niye gelmedi? Wingardium Leviosa aldık oğlum, Wingardium Leviosa'yı ben. 17 level istiyor. Ben tıs istiyorum. Tıs. Bekle. Şimdi bilemedim. İki şey için araması gerekiyor beni Sebastian'ın. Birincisi Salazar Slytherin için. İkincisi yılan için. Aramadı yalan. Vallahi aramadı. Yalan olduk. Tıtlatacaktık, tıtlatamadık ya. Onay ne istiyor bizden acaba? Ben çok merak ediyorum. Ne isteyebilir ki Onay bizden? Geldi. Sanırım o geldi. Sebastian. Allah'ım, Sebastian ve Ominis tartışmış. Niye tartışmış? Öncelik Sebastian'la Ominis. Bu muhabbeti çözmemiz lazım bizim. Tıslatacağım ortalığı. Az kaldı. Profesörlerin hepsini biçeceğim.
Clever? How offensive.
Susar mısın?
Next. Fine, a genius.
Anything to do with the dark art should be avoided. It's too risky.
Anything to do with Salazar Slytherin is worth the risk.
I can't agree. And I'll not say a word more. I'm sorry.
I won't give up.
What were you and Ominous speaking about?
He's being ridiculous. Apparently Salazar Slytherin had a secret scriptorium
Tam
here in
bahsetmiştin
Hogwarts.
zaten bundan.
Ominous swears it was used for the dark arts, so he wants nothing to do with it. I reminded him that Anne needs a cure. This scriptorium could hold the answers we need.
Merak
The
ediyorum.
dark arts
Çok
do
merak
pique
ediyorum
my
karanlık
interest.
sanatları.
There's more to dark magic than people realize. The Gaunts know this better than most. Perhaps I've spoken out of turn. Ominous's family history is personal to him.
I'd like to
Anlatabilir.
know more about it if you wouldn't mind telling me. I won't repeat it.
Very well. But do keep this
Tamam,
between us.
aramızda kalacak.
Ominous learned dark magic from his parents. Are you familiar with the Cruciatus curse?
O ne lan? Ben değilim. Hangisi ben de?
Crucio, correct? The Cruciatus
Orada bir
curse,
yazım hatası var büyük ihtimal.
also known as the torture curse,
Çeviride.
inflicts excruciating pain on the victim.
Apparently, his parents and older siblings had no qualms about casting it on muggles for sport. Ominous described the sound of the victim's cries as horrific, so the first time he was asked to cast it himself as a child, he couldn't bring himself to do it. As punishment, his family cast it on him. The anguish was so bad that when asked to cast it again, he relented. I have repeatedly assured Ominous that he did what he had to, but he still hasn't forgiven himself.
Oğlum yazık lan Ominis'e. Adamı o kadar dışladık. Başka seçeneği
How
yokmuş abi.
horrible. Poor Ominous. He was only a child. He shouldn't blame himself.
After that incident, the rift between Ominous and his family only grew. That is until I came along. Every moment he isn't at Hogwarts, he's with us in Feldcroft. Ominous trusts me. And more often than not, he winds up listening to me. I'll remind him of that when I follow up about the scriptorium. Watch for my owl. I'll have news soon enough. I'll make Ominous understand. He'll change his mind.
Beni yine bekleyeceksin diyor. Salazar Slytherin'in odasını diyor spoiler verdim göstereceğim sana diyor ama ya seve seve bekleyeceksin diyor ya seve seve bekleyeceksin diyor. Beklemezsen bekleyeceksin yine diyor. Şimdi o zaman bir gün atlatsak acaba gelir mi mektup? Bir dakika, one minute. One minute. Böyle haritamızı aç. Beklet.
I did say I was sorry.
And you also went on to do the exact same thing.
I wouldn't think Black would mind someone telling.
Bir tur daha beklet hatta. Bir şey gelmedi. Belki gelir.
Seems to be his.
Yalan oldu aşkımız, ikimiz de şaşkınız. Oy! Dayı pardon içinden geçtim ama.
It's not even magic.
Benim manita burada mı bakayım?
And your reading
Benim
is
manita burada
the
mı?
dragon. That's exciting, I suppose.
Bu da olur.
Perhaps you're due for an adventure.
Ömer sever bunu. Ömer'e ayarlayalım bunu. Ya gittim kimin yanına oturdum ya.
Ladies,
Professor Shah.
astronomy is not divination. You won't find the mysteries of the cosmos charted out on your palms or at the bottom of your teacups. Alas, the heavens remain hazy to the starry-eyed. Now, if you were to devote yourselves to persistent and painstaking observation, you just might catch a glimpse. With that in mind, please take your telescopes. Tonight we will be on the observation deck.
Let's do it.
Still don't have your own? You can't be the new student forever, you know. You can share with Mr. Takar.
Here, I can adjust that for you.
No, bring it into focus on your own.
Ben mi hocam? Yapamayacağımı sanıyor ya. Akıllı olsun. Kadim büyücüyüm lan ben. Lavuk.
Now, I expect all of you to put in your stargazing hours outside of class. Is that clear?
But, Professor, it's freezing out.
Mere cold didn't stop the great stargazers of the past. Look only to the astronomy tables they erected throughout the highlands from which they gazed millennia ago on the very self-same stars above us. Is that clear? Dismissed.
Yeni nesil bitmiş be.
Oh, hello. I'm Amit. We met in potions class?
Evet.
I'm happy to report that we've yet to have any explosions in this class.
Oh, hello, Amit. Nice to see you again.
Did I hear Professor Shaw say that you don't have your own telescope? I have a spare one you could borrow for the rest of term.
That's very kind of you, Amit. Are you sure you won't need it?
I'm certain. It's my old one. I finally got my hands on the new Celestia Contemplor. You've heard of it, I assume? I mean, of course you have. It's only the pinnacle of all personal stargazing implements. But my old model's not too shabby either. Goblin-cut glass, first-rate optical enchantments. Hate to think such a fine instrument is just collecting dust.
Well, thank you, Amit.
Think nothing of it. Anyway, the telescope's in the storage room right underneath us. You can't miss it. I have some, reading to finish on the lower deck. Come find me there afterwards and bring the telescope. There's something I want to talk to you about.
Ahmetçim git. Git bak, git.
I tried to put off my stargazing as long as I could.
Lumos.
A lot of good that did. How am I supposed to find Sirius when my hands are too cold to use a telescope? It's a dog, isn't it?
Ulan nere?
Confringo.
Aa.
This was his old telescope. Looks practically brand new.
A pristine night for stargazing.
The perfect night for...
I have the telescope. It's...
I would not offer a prospective
Ahmet.
stargazer a
Ahmet,
third-rate lunoscope.
Ahmet git.
And it
Ahmet
seems-
git, ben seni sevmedim. Gerçekten sevmedim.
And do you
Ahmet,
need
git.
someone to help?
I do. No one... Let us get...
No need to convince me. Let's get going.
Brilliant. You won't regret it.
Bu ne ya? Ahmet konuşuyor da konuşuyor. Konuşuyor da konuşuyor. Kavga edelim Ahmet. Bana konuşmayla gelme.
The table is on a castle wall ahead. Look for a stone platform.
Ahmet
Something
koş,
that doesn't
Ahmet.
quite belong. We'll know it when we see it. Onwards we... Some say the locations of the tables were originally marked by centaurs
Nereye gideceğiz,
for
göster.
ritual stargazing.
Kafayı gömeceğim şimdi, göreceğine benimkini tersinden. Salak Ahmet.
It's nice having... It's not
Vay
that
ya.
creepy out here at night, is it?
Oğlum
Happy
ya,
to be here. It is good to leave the classroom now and then.
lan salak, ben göstermeyeceğim yolu, sen göstereceksin. Yürüsene önümden.
Here I am, charging ahead.
Allah
Why don't
razı
you lead
olsun.
the way?
If
Bırak.
you're sure.
Sal beni ya.
Revelio.
A little foreboding.
A few cobwebs and some dust. Nothing to be concerned about. Amit,
Amit,
could
git.
I ask you something?
Bir şey sormayacağım Ahmet, git.
Where precisely is the table we're looking for?
Tamam, burası
According to
önemli
an old
olabilir.
astronomer's chronicle I found in the library, it may be somewhere along the castle wall.
Tamam. Sadece
Actually,
buydu.
that's all I wanted to know.
Oh, very well then.
Revelio.
He, buradan şey varmış lan. Ne oluyor oğlum? Ne oluyor lan?
Confringo.
More cobwebs. You don't think any spiders might be lurking about?
Oh no, not this close to school, Amit.
There's the table. I think you should. The constellation should appear near the center of your view. As soon as you've lined up the telescope, we will be able to fill out our star chart.
Öyle olmaz. Şöyle mi? Yo, bu buna gelecek herhalde. Bu sefer o boşta kalıyor.
Stargazing is all about patience and precision.
He. Şöyle mi? Bir tık daha yakınlaştırdık mı? Hah, tamam.
I was right about the tables. They really are gateways to the far stars, just as the book said. And your contribution was invaluable. Rest assured, you
İşimiz
shall
bu
be
hocam.
credited in my memoirs one day.
Heh, sen öyle diyorsan öyledir
Whatever
abi.
you say, Amit.
Yeter ki git
Whatever
artık
you
Amit.
say.
Oh, you wait. You are going to be quoted saying just that. This is only the beginning. You will find more tables like this one throughout the grounds and forest, all beckoning to be discovered
Benim de
by a
korktuğum
worthy
şey
astronomer.
buydu ya.
And if I have ever seen one, it's you. Oh, and about my old telescope, don't bother returning it. You should keep it.
That's quite generous. Thank you.
You are welcome. It has goblin-cut glass and a gobbledygook inscription. I'm practically fluent in gobbledygook, you know. It's all in the throat, really, gobbledygook, you know, and how you pronounce your R's. Anyway, glad our adventure was a success. I will see you soon.
Benim de korktuğum buydu. Yakında görüşürüz dedi. Bu daha başlangıç dedi. Dedi ki bana geleceksin geri sen dedi. Amit'i öldüremiyoruz mu ya?